Yo, 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 what's up, party people? My name is Sage Lewis. This is the Sage Against the Machine podcast. Today I want to talk about young men. Sounds creepy just saying it. Today I want to talk about young men. Do you know what the singularity is? Do you know what this is? Ray Kurzweil. There's a futurist by the name of Ray Kurzweil who has kind of talked it up that he believes the singularity is going to be happening in 2045. And it's the idea where humans, and his idea of the singularity is humans and machines just become one. And like you've maybe seen Elon Musk talking about his neural net, like basically some sort of net he lays over your brain, and just all of the computers are just in your brain. That's basically the gist of the singularity, where all the information just is instantly in your head. And like you have an idea, you want to know something, bam, you know it all. And what a nightmare that's going to be. I'm going to totally sign up for that. That's really right up my alley. But man, rabbit holes, ladies and gentlemen. You're like, I wonder, what is the story with young men these days? They seem kind of weird. And the next thing you know, you're like doing a dissertation on the state of young men in United States. In the United States. Hold on. I have to do a test here. Hello? I have to see. I'm trying something also new with my comments. Come on. Let's please make it work. No, of course it doesn't work. Not this doc. All right. I can't figure it out. I really just want my comments to be able to come up on my screen. And I've been trying to do this for years. And on Facebook. I can do it on Twitch. I can do it on YouTube, but I can't get it done on frickin' I can't get it done on on Facebook. It drives me bananas. Okay, hold on. I gotta try something else. Let's try this. How about this? What about this? Is it this? Could it be that? What is it? Could it be that? Okay, hold on. Let me try something else. Let's try hello again. Yeah, another quality broadcast by Sage Lewis. Yeah, I can't get it to work. I cannot get this thing to work. Feature chat. Do you see my... Yes, Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen. I see your comment, but I'm trying to make it appear in my feed so that it'll be super cool and everybody will be like, oh, Sage, you know how to do things. No, I don't. I don't know how to do things. I don't know how to do... Why? How are you today, Kathleen? All right, look. Clearly, I can't figure out how to do things. I can't filter. I don't understand how it works, man. Opt in additional chat services. Streamable. Hide menu. Transparent background. Hide source icon. No, I just want my frickin'... Man, someday I'm going to be able to stream. It's going to be a real live stream, like a big boy. Like I'll be able to stream like a big boy, and I'll be very happy. But until then, nothing. I can't do it. I just don't understand. Wait a second. Maybe it's this. Whoa. Well, now I've lost all of my pop out. Maybe it's this. Is it this? Is it that? Extreme overlay. Man. All right. It doesn't matter. I can do it the old ugly way. I just thought it was going to be so nice. All right. Today we're going to talk about young men, American young men. And I'm going to tell you why. So the reason why was because my wife invited me out to a dinner with one of her friends and her husband. This is always, isn't it? I'm not usually allowed out. And she said to her friend, and her friend wanted me to come to the dinner. That was it. My wife does not normally invite me out. She's going out to dinner tonight with a friend of hers. I'm not usually invited out. But this woman wanted to come. She had a topic she wanted to talk about. It's not important. She wanted my opinion, which I thought, oh, that's so sweet. She wants my opinion. How nice. And my wife said to her friend, she said, all right, look, I am going to let my pit bull out of its cage and I will invite it to dinner. But there is no telling what my pit bull is going to do or say. I believe the pit bull is my power animal. I'm the sweetest dog in the world until I'm not. And I don't mean to bite you and tear your arm off. I don't. It wasn't my intention. My intentions were good. I was going to be a sweet puppy dog. I was going to cuddle in your lap. But you said something and it made me go bananas. And that's what, of course, happened at this dinner. We were having a lovely conversation. And then I can't stop thinking about this freaking chat window that I can't figure out. Live producer. It's driving me nuts. It says, make it go to expanded video. I studied this so freaking hard. And now I can't make it do it. Come on, man. Wait a second. Nope. I don't know how that works. Anyways. So, the conversation is going well. And then somehow we get onto the topic of Joe Rogan. And I like Joe Rogan. She does not like Joe Rogan. And, which is fine. But this is what got me. She's never watched or listened to a single Joe Rogan in her life. And then I couldn't control myself. My prey drive had been triggered. And this woman is a very strong fighter herself. And yelling ensued. And I don't think I'll ever be allowed to go to dinner again. And I'm sorry. But it got me thinking. And we don't have to go. Like, I told some young friends, actually a young man, that we had my son. We had a little get together on New Year's Eve. My niece came over and her friends came over. She has a friend who is a 19-year-old young man. And I told them the story. And he's like a fan of, my son is a fan of Joe Rogan. I'm a fan of Joe Rogan. It's a man thing. I get it. A lot of men like Joe Rogan. I don't know if a lot of women, I don't know. I haven't done a sociological study on Joe Rogan. I don't know. I'm a man. My son is a man. My niece's friend was a man. We all like Joe Rogan. My niece's friend at 19 years old says, some of Joe Rogan's good, some of Joe Rogan's not good. And I'm like, exactly. That's the end of the conversation. Some is good, some is not good. Like that, I'm like, why couldn't the dinner conversation have just been that? But she wanted to die on the Joe Rogan Hill. I wanted to die on the Joe Rogan Hill. I think we both died on Joe Rogan Hill. And it was ridiculous. But then She said something that I'm not going to mention who it is, and if I misquoted her, I sincerely apologize. But she sort of threw young white men under the bus as a group. Like, young white men, blah. Or even young men, blah. And it was not a positive thing, she said. Whatever it was not like young men are not whatever. And I have a problem with generalizing any people. It's an easy way to just disregard large swaths of people. I hate conservatives. I hate liberals. I hate Christians. I hate gay people. I hate black people. I hate white people. And you're just lopping off entire sections of society with each I hate of, stereotypes of people you've never met in your life. And it bothers me to no end. No matter what you do. I mean, you hate white supremacists. Oh, do you? How many white supremacists have you had a conversation with? Because I've had a conversation with quite a few, and I find them quite lovely. Unless they're not. Sometimes they're complete dicks. Sometimes they're like, look, man, I got no problem with black people. I just don't want to be around black people. That's all. And I'm like, I mean, do you know what the Muslim Brotherhood is? Muslim Brotherhood. Okay. No, I'm sorry. That's wrong. Muslim Brotherhood is not what I'm talking about. The Nation of Islam.
According to Wikipedia, the Nation of Islam is a religious and political...
I can read it for them. The Nation of Islam is a religious and political organization founded in the United States by Wallace Fard Muhammad in 1930. It's the thing that like Malcolm X was part of. Louis Farrakhan is still a part of it. They killed Malcolm X. Makes me salty. But what you need to know is they are not too loving of the white people. Okay? The nation teaches there has been a succession of mortal gods, each a black man named Allah, for whom Fard Muhammad is the most recent. It claims that the first Allah created the earliest humans, the Arabic-speaking dark-skinned tribe of Shabazz, whose members possessed inner divinity and whom all people of color are descended. It maintains that a scientist named Jacob then created the white race. The whites lacked inner divinity and were intrinsically violent. They overthrew the tribe of Shabazz and achieved global dominance, setting itself against the white-dominated society of the United States. The NOI campaigns for the creation of an independent African-American nation state and calls for African Americans to be economically self-sufficient and separatist. Okay? So, separatism is not just some sort of white thing. This has been something that black people have particularly so like listen to this. Wallace Fard Muhammad established the Nation of Islam in Detroit. He drew on various sources, including Noble Drew Ali's The Moorish Science Temple of America, black nationalist trends like Garveyism, and black-oriented forums like Freemasonry. Garveyism, an aspect of black nationalism, referred to the economic, social, political policies of that group, the unification and empowerment of African-descended men under the banner of a collective African descent, and the repatriation of the descendants of a slave and prophet, put forward his dreams in response to marginalization and discrimination of African Americans in the United States and the Caribbean at the time. What Garvey was fought by the African American established in the United States. I think Garvey, and it kind of just fell out. It too was a separatist idea. Okay? So, look, separatism, as long as it's not forced by the government and you have a choice, is a debatable topic, I think, whether you're white or black, okay? So, like, my whole point of this is, if you're like, I hate skinheads, I hate white separatists, okay, well, have you ever actually talked to one? Well, no. To which that's what this woman said at this dinner. Have you ever watched or listened to a Joe Rogan podcast? And she said no. And I'm like, well, then how can you decide? And she's like, I don't need to see it to know what it is. And I'm like, oh, well, isn't that very bigoted of you? And then she, bashed young white men. And then, she's a progressive, which is fine because there's my people. And then I started thinking about it. And then I came across, what did I come across first? I came across, I think I'm going to go to, there's a, I don't know how I came across it, but there's a guy named Vosh, okay? And he is, how do they describe him? Vosh, Ian Kuczynski, is an American left-wing YouTuber and Twitch streamer known for debating and discussing politics from a libertarian socialist perspective. And I consider I like the libertarian idea. Leave me the hell alone. And I'm like, that's interesting. And he debates like alt-right figures. And he was thrown off of, I think, Twitch. Kuczynski felt that other members of the online left at the time were too academic to reach the demographic of insecure white men that he thought was most susceptible to online radicalization. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so timely because I've been thinking about, I guess, insecure white men. I don't know. I wouldn't call them insecure, but whatever. Maybe young, I would say more susceptible to online radicalization. He opted instead to create loud, angry content. I'm like, oh, I like that. And he thought would be more likely to appeal to them while appealing to what he calls masculine tendencies. So this is this guy. He's like, and he mimics the style of right-wing YouTubers and utilizes similar video titles so that his videos suggest a recommendation algorithms and so on. So this guy is engaged with, I don't know that he would say insecure white men, young white men. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so interesting. So freaking interesting. And so then I was like, I went over there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to know more about this. And I started watching this video, how the left helped make Andrew Tate popular. And I'm like, who the hell is Andrew Tate? But we'll get to that in a minute. But I was watching this video and there's this guy, Sid, who Vosh is basically reacting to Sid. And I'm going to play a couple clips of that right now.
Is good. It's good to be compassionate to men. And if the left can do a better job of that, then that's great.
Oh my God. Oh, I fucking love Joel, dude. Oh my God.
Okay. And I'm like, that's huge. And then I'm like, oh, wow. What? And then I learned more about it. And it was like, it had to do with a tweet this guy made. Okay. And the tweet was this. Took a picture of it. So the tweet was this guy, Sid, said the reason young men flock to alt-right MRA, that's men's right activism movements, is because the left gives brain-dead advice to young men. We need to be more compassionate to them for our own sake. And then this Vosh spent a good amount of time, you know, debating about the brain dead thing. And he's like, but it's complicated to do this, you know, to say a full thought on Twitter and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, oh, wow, this is so interesting.
Oh my God. Right off the bat, like the simple acknowledgement that, hey, doing better at things and being nice is good. Oh, thank you. More than I normally get.
Okay, so that's that. And then I'm like, well, who the hell is this Andrew Tate? And then I went down this rabbit hole. Emery Andrew Tate III is an American-British social media personality, businessman, and former professional kickboxer. And then I got to this video, and I'm like, whoa, he's in custody in Romania. And then this video does a nice job of summing up who Andrew Tate is.
Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled.
A pizza box may have given Romanian police information in order to arrest Andrew Tate.
The world is influence.
Andrew Tate is a former kickboxer, Big Brother contestant, and far-right influencer. He was banned from Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram for hate speech.
Amazing, he got banned from everything.
And misogynistic comments. Tate's
Misogynistic comments. Put a pin in that thought.
past claims include him saying women were partially responsible for sexual assault and that women belonged to men. Twitter CEO Elon Musk reinstated Andrew Tate's account in November. Since then, Tate has written that he never forgave mask wearers and said men are unimportant if other men do not fear you, your woman disagrees with you. On December 27th, Tate tweeted climate activist Greta Thunberg about his car collection and its enormous emissions. She responded with a fake email address for Tate to enlighten her. In a response video to Thunberg's tweet, Tate ordered a pizza that clearly showed the name of a Romanian pizza restaurant, which some speculated gave his location to authorities.
Welcome to a new episode of The Clown Show.
Romanian police released a video of Tate and his brother Tristan being taken into custody. Police video also shows guns, money, and knives allegedly found in the house. Andrew Tate, his brother, and 2 other people were arrested. In a statement, Romanian officials say
Those are nice monitors.
the 4 people appear to have created an organized crime group with the purpose of recruiting, housing, and exploiting women by forcing them to create pornographic content meant to be seen on specialized websites for a cost.
Okay, and so and then it turns out I didn't even know I was talking about Andrew Tate. I saw that, and he went online and he talked about how he basically traffics women. The guy is a total dick. Okay, Andrew Tate is a total dick asshole. But the thing that we're getting to here in this video is the whole title of this video is how the left helped make Andrew Tate popular, is that they're saying the left hasn't given them any other alternatives. And like, if you look at the Proud Boys, for example, so they're an American far-right neo-fascist, exclusively male organization, and I think they hate women. Let me see if I can get you, let's see. The Proud Boys glorify violence. The Southern Poverty Law Center called the group an alt-right fight club, a hate group that uses rhetorical devices to obscure its actual motives. Overtly Islamophobic and misogynistic, transphobic and anti-immigration, all too willing to embrace racists, anti-Semites, bigots of all kind, and notes the group's promination. So yeah, I forget what they said, something about, you know, how stupid women are. They were like into that. You see, so now let me see if this part of the video has anything
in this discourse. Thank you.
Okay. Then there was another part of this video that I wanted to highlight.
Are young men flocking to conservative movements because of some deficiency in leftist advice?
I absolutely believe that's true. I do. That's obviously not 100% of it, but yeah, I think.
Okay, so am I painting a picture for you? This guy Vosh is into like trying to get young white men engaged in leftist politics. And this guy's kind of talking about it, and it's in a counter talk about Andrew Tate. And if you understand what Vosh is doing, he's trying to rank on Andrew Tate content by saying, you know, how the left helped make Andrew Tate popular to try to get young men involved in his side of the story.
I think we're hardcore dropping on the ball on this, and we have for a long time. For multiple decades now, the message from everyone outside of the left is that the left hates masculinity. They want to emasculate all men.
And that's what, then it was all coming back to me, back to that dinner where this woman, this leftist woman, I think leftist, she'd be okay with me saying, progressive, I don't know how she calls herself, basically discounting all young men. And I'm like, oh, and the whole reason I bring any of this up is because this is all new to me. Like, this is a fire hose of revelation. I'm like, I didn't know, like, when she said that at that dinner, I'm like, wow, that's weird that you say that you just clump young men into like you just sideline them as being ignorant or stupid. And then I come along this stuff, and apparently this is a part of some of the left.
And there are a bunch of like female supremacist like weirdos who are too stilted to understand.
Female supremacist weirdos. Now, I don't want to categorize my wife's friend as a female supremacist weirdo. Definitely not a weirdo. She's lovely. But is she female supremacist? I don't know.
Understand basic social interactions. The consistency of this narrative should give pause to anyone thinking that there's no truth to it at all.
There. So this is the whole thing. Like, I'm like, oh, so a lot of people might be like, no, Sage, this is stupid. But he's making a point that there could be an underlying topic going on that make young men not feel like there's an end to that for them in the left. And so they're like, oh, well, look at these cool masculine dudes on the right.
Or does it come down more to the fact that they were born in conservative households?
Yeah, and then it goes on, and that's irrelevant. I don't think that's, I mean, that could be some of it, but absolutely, there are, and Vosh will go on to say it, that there are conservative young men that were born into liberal families. I mean, that can have an influence, and just who you're living around maybe even has greater influence. Like, what town do you live in? That says a lot. So then I started thinking about like young men, and I have some friends who are communists and abolitionists of various things like police and so forth, and anarchists. And those are young men. And I'm like, oh, well, they kind of go the extreme that way. And then I'm like, okay, what are we going to do with these? Is it the testosterone? Do we have like, is the left, has it become so woke and so hateful of white male colonialism that young white men look around and they're like, well, there's nothing here for me. They all hate me. And the left has gotten, really soft. We're worried all about, people's feelings and, diversity, equity, and inclusion, these are powerful, yet I think feminine traits. Is that accurate to say? Does woman hater. Kathleen says woman hater. I don't know if she's talking about me or somebody else. it depends on the day of what I'm talking about. It can make me sound like I hate men. I hate white people. I'm 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 staunchly feminist. Like, I probably would not go to actual violent war for homelessness, but I would for oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait for this. Look at that. It finally worked. After all that time. How did it work? I don't understand how my chat thing. Isn't that amazing? She said woman hater. Whoops. Woman hater. And then Kathleen wrote not you. Oh my God. It's a great day. It's a great day. I honest to God don't know how I did it. I don't know how I made the okay, hold on. Let me see if my thing comes up now. Okay. What if I see mine didn't come up? Ah! And then I said hi. Okay. All right. I literally don't know how I have made this overlay work. I swear to God it wasn't working. Now it's working. This is all I've ever wanted in my life. I can now die happy. I finally got a text overlay. That's it. That's it. That's all I've wanted. All I've wanted. Look at that. Look at what I can do. Wow. Okay. And then what? Can I make it go away? Yes, I can. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at that. Okay. So now what if I get rid of this page? Does that make it go away? I don't know. Okay. Okay. Happy days for me finding out how to do that. Okay. So, and this, I don't have, this is a brand new topic for me. Okay. Young men. Okay. But what's not new to me are homeless people. Okay. And I'm not suggesting that men are homeless people, but what I am suggesting is that we have a bad habit in society of coming to a place where we say our way or the highway. That we you know, like we just simply, now why won't it work now? Now why won't it work? See, wait, refresh. No. Okay, wait. Okay, all right. Now I've ruined it. Okay, wait. Maybe I need to do this pop-out thing. Okay. What about now? Refresh. Okay, now I've ruined it. Maybe it's that. How about this? Okay. All right. What is auto? Ooh, auto. Maybe auto. What is that? I'm just pushing all these buttons. Auto feature chat messages as they come in. Oh, auto feature chat messages as they come in. Yes, please. Again. Okay. There. Look at me. Again. I think I do have to have this chat window open. Now I think that's the deal. It's too bad. I'm going to repost what Kathleen said. Kathleen said this. Okay. They hate everybody. Hate is why young black men get riddled almost beyond recognition. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Kathleen. I think that's right. Okay, I've learned you have to keep this window open. That's all okay. Hate is why people. Okay. Oh man, I'm so happy right now. I'm so freaking happy. I'm not kidding you. Like, this is all I've ever wanted in my life, is to be able to put comments up on the screen. can't tell you how happy this makes me. Hate is why people are homeless. I was at the ward meeting where you were told you were the enemy for trying to help people. Yeah. There is a hate of the other. And I feel like it is the go-to position of humans. And we can't hate haters because it's too human to hate people. It's too tribal. It's how we survived. I believe it's how we survived this far. Yeah, the other, right. It's the other that we're always afraid of. And what is this? Beep when there's a new message. Ooh, exciting. Beep when there's a new message. Toggle whether to read out loud. No. Okay. Hide all emojis. No. Show only messages that have donations. No. Send a text message to all social endpoints. I don't know what that means. Okay, so man, I just can't express to you how happy this makes me. So we have to acknowledge our hate and how natural it is to hate people. And then we have to be like, okay, it's okay you hate homeless people, black people, young men, women. It's all okay because it's very natural. But what I'm going to tell you is that is not how we progress from this point forward. The hate got us this far. It kept us alive, suspicious of other people, blah, blah, blah. But now, in order for us to go to the next level, we must learn that we are not there. There is one tribe, the human tribe, and we are now too global. We're buying our iPhones from a manufacturing process that requires parts and workers from all over the world. They're assembled in China, but that's not where all the parts come from. Maybe none of the parts. The whole thing, our food is global. Everything is global. We are now, and in fact, if we don't look together, there is a possibility, which I think is probably a little overstated, a little overdramatic, but not irrelevant, that we could kill all of ourselves if we don't work together, okay, through, global issues. And, more and more countries are getting these nuclear weapons. I think it's only a matter of time until we see some sort of nuclear weapon be used. There's just too many crazy people with nuclear weapons. Honestly, I think someday somebody's going to make a nuclear weapon in their garage. And then you're going to, then what are you going to do? And so, Kathleen says, you're talking about hate and the groups they produce. A couple of years ago, I read that 70% of Lake Moore police were neo-Nazis and they work part-time for APD. Yeah. So for example, the main inspector that closes down tent villages in Akron lives in a city outside of Akron. He doesn't live in Akron. And how many of our police don't live in Akron? And at that point, you have to ask, well, why are you coming here? Is it because you love Akron so much and you want to see it better? No. I think you come to Akron because you want to fuck shit up. Like, you want to go to where the hot action is and you want to get your hands dirty. I don't know why else you would come. I mean, it doesn't pay better. It's a certain kind of person that wants to be a police officer that does not live in the city. 20%. Wow, I did not know that. 20% of Akron PD live in Akron. See, that's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, what are they doing here? Why is it all these predominantly white men, and it's white women too. I mean, there's certainly black people. I'm not saying there aren't. Why are they coming to Akron to police our shit? What's going on? Is it like a Captain America, I'm going to save the world type of thing? From what? From black people? From drug addicts? Definitely from people they don't understand. I think that's absolutely the case. They don't understand these people. And of course, there's very good cops. I work with some really, really, really good cops. And just like you can't just hate black people, you can't just hate the police. You got to hate, I like to say, if you're going to hate somebody, you're going to have to hate them one person at a time. Judge me by the content of my character, not the color of my skin, not the color of my clothes, not the groups I'm a part of. We absolutely need to start fine-tuning our hate. I'm not saying we shouldn't hate, but we've got to stop just hating. Like it's bad. It's bad for the well-being of humanity. It's almost like I feel like we're in a game and the game is leveling us up. And they're like, if you want to go to the next level, you're going to have to get rid of this blanket hatred. They say that that's not true. Coptown, Hudson, and Hartville, Copley, and biggest majority live in those low crime, better schools. Sorry. Oh yeah, Hudson and Hartville, biggest majority live in those low crime, better schools. Oh, okay. So they're saying, look, we want to help Akron, but we just don't want to live there because it's a piece of shit. It's sort of funny. I thought they were the police and they were here to help lower the crime, but they're like, no, it's hopeless. You just got to leave. There's no helping it, which could be true. They're like, look, I'd try and help. Absolutely, there's got to be cops that live in Copley or Hudson or Hartville. And they're like, look, man, I'm go to that town to help. I'm trying to freaking help. It's just hopeless. You know, my favorite cop is a guy that grew up poor, low income on the east side of Akron. He's awesome. Awesome. Love that guy. White guy. So absolutely there's cops. There's going to be cops that are really here genuinely to help. There's going to be cops that are here that just come and fuck shit up. There's going to be cops that are here because they hate black people and drug addicts and poor people and they want to clean the streets of that cesspool, you know? And I mean, that's the law, right? I mean, can you blame them? They're like, look, the law is no drugs. And they're like, look, there's a lot of drugs over here. I'm going to support the law. I mean, it's not even insidious. It's the law. No drugs. If you're doing drugs, you got to go to jail. So they're not bad for wanting that. They're like, that's the law. The law is being broken. I'm going to go in there and help law and order it. I'm going to law and order Akron for those guys. And then, you know, you get in here and you're like, oh my God, it's impossible. As fast as I put them in jail, they get out and another one had been spawned while the other guy was in jail. So now I got two guys. Just goes on and on like that. I think my whole point is that I know what I need to do. I don't know what you need to do, but I know what I need to do. I need to think more about young men, and is there a place in the left for young men? And of course, young men is such a sweeping thing that not all young men want to, beat people up and burn things down. That's just me. But there are some. And if the only avenue is for them to go to the Proud Boys or this Tate guy, and there's no place for them on the left, then, thanks, Kathleen, then we're going to lose them. So what can we do? I think that they need to go talk to the communists and Antifa, because Antifa is just the mirror of Proud Boys. They need to get involved with those guys. They'll burn down. They'll burn a dumpster. They'll spray paint some shit. I think maybe we need to look into our communists and our anarchists to be our the left solution for young angry men. Otherwise, we're going to lose them all. And I just think the communists and the anarchists, maybe they need to be talking to our young men more. Go hard, right? Because otherwise, they're just going to go right, and then we lose an entire generation to the right because they felt like the left had nothing for them. And of course, again, I can't say it enough. Not all young men are violent and angry. There's some really kind and sweet and gentle young men, which comes me back to that point that woman was saying. How fucking dare you? How fucking ignorantly dare you lump all young men together as some sort of ignorant apes that don't understand truth? Fuck you. And that's why I will never be allowed to go out I will not be allowed out of my cage ever again. Like, no, fuck you for saying that about young men. Just fuck you. All right. Anyways, I love you. Don't hate groups of people. None of them. If you hate white supremacists, I recommend actually going over to Soft White Underbelly. It's a wonderful YouTube channel, and watch some videos about KKK members. Really, really interesting shit. All right, everybody. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will see you next time.